video, okay? All right, so that's a little bit about me. Like I said, I went to A&M. I have 3 daughters, one of which my oldest is starting kindergarten. I'm making my husband text me pictures because I can't be there right now. But I love math, and more than I love math, I love explaining math. So you'll see me sometimes get like overly excited about a lesson that we're learning, and I hope my goal is that I make this fun for you. So I hope that I can achieve that, and I hope that you can get a similar experience as if you were sitting right here in my classroom, I hope. And if you're not getting that experience, then you're going to let me know, and we're going to figure it out, okay? Oh, good. Okay, good. So, my goals. It's always good to have goals. You got to have goals, right? Or else you're not headed anywhere. So, one of my goals is to make this fun. So, there are some days when the lesson, there's just not much you can do to certain lessons to make them fun. But any chance I have to make it exciting, make it fun, relate it to the real world, show you a video, I'm going to take every opportunity that I have to make it fun for you, because it's always better to learn when it's fun. And it sticks better. My next goal is to challenge you. And I know that you guys come from all different backgrounds, and you have all different experiences that you come to me with from your math classes. And so I hope that I do find a good balance of, hey, we know how to do this, we can handle it, versus I want to get you out of your comfort zone a little bit and push you a little bit and challenge you, or you'll never get better. Also, I want to get to know you. There are quite a lot of you, but by taking that survey, that's step 1 to get to know you. And I hope that through the chat, we can get to know each other. And then some days, we'll all plug our webcams in, and we'll also talk to each other and hopefully get to know each other. So don't let me get a month into the school year and not know anything about you. You can tell me about how band is going or how your soccer game was and that kind of thing. Feel free to tell me. And then also one of my goals is to be fair and consistent. So I hope that I, have certain rules and then I stick to them for everyone from every school. So call me out on that if you think I'm not being fair. We're going to play a game, except we're going to do it a little bit differently. When you do need extra help with something, I will be in Adobe Connect after school every Tuesday, but you have to let me know that you're going to sign in. So on Tuesdays, if you need, so not Monday through Friday, because that's at Cy Falls, but if you need help from me, I will sign in on Tuesdays if you let me know. Other than that, I bet you have a lot of support at your school, that you can find your math helping teacher, that you can find an algebra teacher, and really, I bet you can use each other most of the time. So I do really count on y'all to use each other and help each other, because that's part of this class, is collaborating with one another. Except for the schools, obviously, that don't have another person at the school, which there aren't very many of you. Grades, here's your percentages. We've got 20, 30, 50. Daily grades are quizzes. I do not grade your homework. I do not grade your homework. And that is probably rare with your teachers in middle school, because they probably do grade your homework, but this is a high school course, and so it is your job to do your homework and hold yourself accountable. So I'm going to show you answers to the homework every day, but it's not going to be for a grade. So your daily grades will be your quizzes. What if we don't do our homework? If you don't do your homework, it's going to show up on the quiz. I'm going to know right away that you didn't do your homework, and we're going to fix it before the test. You're going to go back and do that homework before the test. Because look how much quizzes weigh, and look how much tests weigh. So these are like checkpoints. Hey, did you do your homework? Did you understand your homework? That's checking to make sure you get it. And then your tests are like, okay, here's the real deal. So it is your accountability whether you do your homework or not. Do you have homework every night? Yes. Am I going to grade it every night? No. Well, Dustin might start doing homework if Dustin doesn't do homework. Okay. I love when students ask me this. Did we do anything while I was gone? No, we stopped class to mourn your absence. If you are ever absent, you miss something. There's never a day when we just kind of hang out and stare at each other on the camera. So if you are absent, what do you do? Where do you go? How do you know what you missed? I'll answer my own question. Friends, yeah, you use your friends at the school, and you go to my website. The good thing is I record my lessons every single day. I'm recording right now. And so when you miss something, if you're at home sick, get your tablet out, get your laptop out, get your phone out, and you can watch the lesson while you are in bed and sick, because I know that's exactly what you want to do while you're sick at home. But hey, it would make it to where you're not behind. So when you are out, you watch the recorded lesson, and it's like you were never gone. There isn't really any makeup work other than quizzes. You would probably want to take that quiz if you missed a quiz, but homework is not graded, so you don't really have makeup work. But this was the biggest thing here. You watch that lesson. That is your job. I see you're doing your math homework in pen. I, too, like to live dangerously. I just thought that was funny, but actually I don't care if you use pen or pencil. I'm not one of those teachers who are adamant about you using a pencil. If you use pen and you need to scratch it out, that's fine. But y'all won't make any mistakes, right? Y'all are perfect right away, huh? I don't have to address this with you because I can't tell if you're using a cell phone or not in class. But you know the expectation is that you would not have that cell phone out at all. At all. 0. Turned off. 0. Not out. Okay, so these are not going to apply to you. What are you picking up papers when you get into class? The pet peeves either. This is my website. You've probably already been here. You might have been here when you logged in today. Everything that you're going to need are going to be right up here for the most part. That student survey is right here. You can see that. If you missed the video, not sure if you care or not, that video is there that you can watch. And then we're going to talk about this later, but see how there's a tab just for you? It says 8th grade quizzes. That's just for you guys. That'll be for when we have our first quiz. That's how you submit your answers to a quiz. That is how you submit your answers. So just wanted to show you where everything was on there. If you do not do your homework, you shall not pass. Guess what? I have the key to being successful in this class. The key. I'm handing it to you. Here it is on a silver platter. You've got to do your homework. Every day I will post the answers. I'll show you the answers to every single problem. You'll check and see if you got it right. And then what do you do if you got it wrong? You got it wrong. What do you do? Do you say, oh man? You ask. You ask Eric. You ask Mrs. Tan. You say, I did not get this one. Please help me. You type the number in the chat because time permitting, I will answer every question y'all ask so that I know and you know that we're not going to move on until you feel good about last night's homework. Okay. Okay, so y'all don't need to do those things. You should have a sheet of paper, hopefully, that was on the calendar, and it is the vocabulary. So you should hopefully have a sheet of paper that looks like this. If you don't, it is on the calendar, so don't worry. This is your best friend for this unit. Protect this. Keep it with you. Look at it before you fall asleep at night. Stare at it while you're eating dinner. This is your vocab for the first unit. I finally have a friend. This is your best friend, yes. All right, so there are 19 terms on here, and you're going to get to know these terms very well. So what I want you to do is show off how much you know. Now, you guys kind of have everything at your disposal. You have the internet. You can find on my syllabus how it says to get to the textbook if you need to ever use the textbook online. But what I need you to do is in pencil, this time it is important to do pencil because you might get these wrong. I'm going to give you a word bank, and I want you to match the words I give you with the words on your vocab sheet and see how much you already know without me having to even explain it to you. So, here is page 1. These are the terms, not in order, that go on page 1, the page that says basic geometric terms. I want you to take these words and match it with the definitions on this page, just using your prior knowledge and the internet if you need to.
But they're also still replacing the access points. Do you see?
Mine, I have that down there.
Does it say Cisco or Aruba?
Mm-hmm. Can y'all see that? It gets a little small when I do a full page. The survey is on my website. It's called Student Survey. Got them all right the first time? You did too, Victor? Point, line, plane, collinear, that's how you say that word, collinear, non-collinear, coplanar, non-coplanar, segment, and congruent segments. Okay, Adriel, you'll just need to print those out after class or after school or at home. And you can talk with your, what campus are you? What school are you at? So Yoon, you'll talk to Miss Harris. Adriel, what school are you at? Oh, Anthony. Okay, so you'll talk to Miss Munger. And y'all need to figure out, is your facilitator going to always print out the papers on the calendar, or is that going to be the student's responsibility? It's your job to decide between you and your facilitator who's going to do the printing of the worksheets and the notes. Your printer doesn't work? Okay. Then we'll have to find a different printer. These are just notes. I'm going to go to page 2 now. I'm just going to show them all. Ray, midpoint, bisector, perpendicular lines, perpendicular bisector, parallel, skew, that might be a new word, distance, slope, and space. Adriel, this is all on my calendar on my website. Go to calendar, and there's clickable links. Anything blue is clickable, and there's a Word document or a PDF attached. Anna, these are your notes. So you're not going to turn this in, but it would be great to have your notes with you each day. Yes, it would be nice to have it tomorrow. But you don't have a quiz until later in the week. These are just notes. They're notes. They're not a homework assignment. Although your homework is to read over these definitions and get to know them really well. You don't have a worksheet for today. So you are copying these words down. Can you see those? We can get closer and I can scroll down. Ray, midpoint, bisector, perpendicular lines, perpendicular bisector, parallel, skew, distance, slope, and space. Yes, you're going to be studying all night. Although your quiz is not until Thursday. Not until Thursday. But yes, you will be looking over these definitions and reading them tonight and looking at the picture and that kind of thing. Okay?
What do these do that?
Oh, yeah, you can do that. Yeah. But they're not looking at it through. Yeah.
But there's still a glare.
Yeah, I get it. All right, so let's go over a few words real quick, maybe ones that you weren't familiar with. Yes, the quiz is over the vocab on Thursday, yes. The upper power lines and the lower power lines are blank. Not perpendicular, because perpendicular would mean they are crossing. Coplanar would mean they're in the same plane. Parallel, no, the upper ones and the lower ones. The upper ones and the lower ones. The dark ones and the light ones. Yes, they are non-coplanar. but that was not the word I was looking for, but you're right, they are non-coplanar. Yay, Victor, you win. They are what's called skew. That's probably a new word for you. Skew is kind of like parallel lines. They never cross. Never, ever, ever cross. Except skew lines are going in different directions. So they never cross, but they're going in different directions. Why would it be important for those to be skew? We don't want the electricity in these lines intersecting the electricity in these lines, right? That sounds like some sparks would be flying if that happened. So that's an example in the real world of lines that are skew. And that might be a word that you were not familiar with yet. So that's what skew is. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about notation. You're welcome to write this down, or you're welcome to just watch this later. Notation is like how we communicate in math. It's how we write sentences. And so if we're going to be communicating with each other, we need to have the same way that we write it. We can't spell one word two different ways. Well, they do in written versus here. But we're going to spell everything and write everything in the same way so we can communicate with each other. This is math language. So this is segment MT because I've got a segment over my letters. This right here is just the distance from M to T. Distance. I can't talk and write at the same time. So that is a number. It's a distance. And the other one is a segment. It's an object. Okay? So here's what notation should look like. And here's what it shouldn't look like. So let's compare them. The distance from A to B is 2. That sounds wonderful. The distance from A to B is 2. What does this one say? Segment AB is 2. An object can't be a number. A distance can be a number, but an object can't be a number. So that's why that one doesn't work. The next one. The distance from A to B equals the distance from A to C. That works. Those can be equal. Segment AB equals segment AC. Well, equal signs, those are only for numbers. Those are not for objects. So that's why that one's bad. Last one, segment AB is, what's this? What's this symbol? Type it in the chat if you know. Okay, the bell rang, you go. Type that one in the chat if you know what that symbol is. Starts with a C. It's an equal sign with a squiggly on top. Congruent. Y'all can't let Victor get all of these. You're going to have to challenge him a little bit, guys. Okay, so segment AB is congruent to segment AC because those are objects. So equal means you're dealing with a number, whereas congruent means you're dealing with objects. So that's why a number can't be congruent to a number because we would need to use equal instead of congruent. We will talk more about this, promise. All right, we're going to go over a few of these. If your bell rings and you need to go, you go ahead and go. We're just going to go over these so we can get used to our vocab. Okay? Find the following. Find collinear points. So everyone find collinear on your new best friend. Find collinear. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I see that collinear means points that lie on the same line. So if I want to name some collinear points, I could name point C and point B. Those lie on the same line. So C and B are collinear. What else? Do another one. F and H. F and H are collinear. What about G and A? Are G and A collinear? So the key to this is collinear means they lie on the same line, but it doesn't mean the line is already drawn for you. Could you draw a line through point G and point A? You totally could. You can connect those with a line. So are they collinear? Yes, they are. Was the line already drawn? No, it wasn't. Does that mean the line doesn't exist? No, it doesn't. That line exists, it just hadn't been drawn yet. We're learning, it's okay. Non-collinear points. F, H, E. Could you take a straight line, well, lines are always straight, by the way. Could you take a line and hit F, H, and E all at once, and it's a line? No, you couldn't. So those are non-collinear points, okay? Ooh, coplanar. Let's look at our vocab sheet. Look at your new best friend. Well, wait a minute. If collinear means same line, then coplanar probably means same plane. You said it. So you would look for coplanar points, G, C, and B. Those are all on the top plane of the box, so they'd be coplanar. My bell here is about to ring, so I don't want it to cut me off. I want to make sure that we are able to wrap it up. What is your only homework tonight? And we'll go over these tomorrow. Your only homework is you're not going to solve any problems. You're not going to answer any questions. Your only homework is to get to know this vocab very well. Just spend some time reading it, draw on top of the diagrams, highlight things, okay? And your other homework is, if you have not taken the student survey, to take the student survey. And we will go over much more tomorrow. Before my bell rings, are there any questions I can answer of yours? You'll print it when you get home. The librarian doesn't have print.